Alright, hi my little nation, it's me, Melina Knives, and today I'm going to be answering some questions given to me by an Instagram user. First question is, what is an issue you see in your subculture? Now, by subculture, the topic on this was goths or being gothic. I personally would probably identify as just different. So an issue that I see in my subculture, judgment is probably the biggest issue because a lot of people tend to judge others and say like, oh, you're not goth enough, because if you're gothic, you'd have to do this and this and this. Oh, or, oh, you're not goth because you don't do this and this and this. So I feel like that'd be one of the main issues. If I was to post a picture and identify myself as goth or hashtag gothic wearing like a nude lip, people are like, you're not goth. Because in their head, being gothic means pretty much this. This is what people think of when they think goth. Or all black hair, black smoky eye, black lips, probably some piercings, some tattoos, and a corset. Like, that is pretty much what people think when they think goth. But there are many different types of gothics. Like, there's like steampunk goths, there's old-fashioned timey goths, there's pastel goths. There's so many different kinds, you know? So who's really to say that you're not goth enough? So I definitely feel like judgment is the biggest issue in our community. They always try to like put you in a box or something like that. And I know how like cliche that sounds, but judging off of everything I just said, look, literally that is the box I'm talking about. They put you underneath a category. They're like, oh, you're goth because you wear black, you have a corset on, and you have black lipstick. Things like that. Would you consider yourself affected by bullying? Okay, so I was bullied when I was younger because I was different than all the other kids. You know, while they were playing on the playground during recess, I was on a bench, probably sitting with the teachers, writing a very depressive poem. Like, total honesty, that was me, you know. Affected by bullying, I was called plenty of names, mainly because I was overweight, not necessarily because I was like goth. But yeah, I was definitely called a lot of names because of my weight, because I was ugly, because I had skin discoloration. So yeah, I pretty much would say that affected me throughout my entire life, just knowing that I would never be skinny. And that's pretty much why I would say that it affected me, because I'm still to this day getting comments, not necessarily like in public anymore. People like to do it in DMs. They're like, oh, you'd be prettier if you were a little bit more skinny, or things like that. What drew you to the goth subculture? Okay, so like I said, ever since I was little, I was a little weirdo. I was always attracted to the darker side of things. I didn't know anyone that was goth. I didn't enjoy going to church. I didn't enjoy half of the things that my family enjoyed. But literally, I was not raised that way. Like, my little sisters would all be like, I want to be a rainbow princess, unicorn, fairy, you know, like all that stuff. And I'm just like, I guess I'll be a witch for the 10th year in a row. That sounds about right. But yeah, it's definitely not the way I was raised. I was not raised to be goth. It just happened. It just happened. Honestly, when I first started dressing in black, it wasn't because I was like, ooh, this is edgy, this is cool. It was because I was fat, and black was a slimming color. So I bought everything in black. And I wear black ever since. Like, I black everything. Everything is black. I love it. So I think that is what drew me to becoming goth, was just dressing in black every day. Were my parents accepting? When I grew up, it was only my mom and me and my siblings. So I did not have a father figure in my life. I already know what a lot of people are gonna say. They're like, oh, it's daddy issues. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Like, no, it was not daddy issues. Was she accepting? No, she was not accepting. She would literally give me the dirtiest look. I think she was embarrassed, to be honest, because like I said, all my little siblings wanted to be like Barbies, and I was into Bratz dolls for a little bit. She would make me change sometimes before leaving the house. You know, I think I would look super cool, super great, really comfortable. You know, it's my style. I shopped at Hot Topic like religiously, and she would get mad at me because I would try to like leave the church in a Marilyn Manson t-shirt. She was just not having it. It wasn't like her choice to accept it. She just had to just deal with it, you know. Are you bothered by people's perception of goth? I think I answered that like way earlier on in the video. Like, I won't get super defensive over it. I'm not one of those people who are just like, excuse me? Like, did you just call me a blah, 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 blah? You know, like, I'm not one of those. Like, if you want to just call me goth, call me goth. I don't care. Like, I don't care. You want to call me emo? I don't care. Like, if you just want to throw labels at me, like, literally, I don't care. Because I am what I am, you know? Like, I'm ever changing. So goth has so many subgenres. How did you just pick one? I wouldn't necessarily say that I picked one. I feel like I was always a person to like blend into many different groups. I don't really fall into one specific category, and I like it that way. I keep looking down because my ring light's like super bright. I don't like the light. I'm like a typical, I should say I'm like a stereotypical goth kid. Like, I don't like the light, I don't like the sun, I don't like leaving outside. Like, I feel like a lot of people think goths are rude, scary. A lot of them think we are, not all goths are mean. Not all goths wear black lipstick. Not all goths have black cats. Like, I really don't know. There's so many stereotypes of us out there that's just really crazy. Not all of us are depressed. I have a lot of issues. I'm bipolar, and I have anxiety, and I have depression, and I have body dysmorphia, but not all of us are like that. I mean, just because I'm like that doesn't mean we're all like that, you know? Some of us are very emotionless, like don't laugh, don't do anything, they hate life, they hate themselves, they hate everyone. Long story short, I didn't pick one. Honestly, it was picked for me. I feel like that's been enough rambling. So hopefully this helped. And if you have any more questions, or I didn't give a very clear enough answer, because I'm gonna tell you straight up, I filmed this video for like 2 hours because I keep going off on tangents that they either get so far from the topic to the point where I'm questioning what the original question was. It's gotten to that point a few times. So that is why I wanted to do a video, so I can like literally go through it, edit out what isn't relevant and what is relevant, so I can give you the best answers I could possibly give you. And so I hope this helps you with your project, to be honest. Yeah. It's so weird when I say like gothic community or subculture. I literally just think of like a little town full of goth people. Like, how fun would that be? That's ironic because it wouldn't be fun at all. Everyone's depressed. Just kidding. So for everyone else watching, go ahead and leave some questions down below this video. Maybe I'll do a whole video dedicated to your questions. Okay? Well, have a great day. Bye.